Well, Quirky, we were literally just discussing the recent score from the Wallaroos Black Ferns match over the weekend. The girls unfortunately went down pretty heavily to the Black Ferns over in New Zealand. And we were just saying that there's obviously a huge gulf in the standard of women's rugby, in particular 15s in the world game, between the professional sides and then you've got your amateur or semi-pro sides like the Wallaroos are compared to, say, the Black Ferns or England and France. I mean, I want to get your thoughts on this. Obviously, you were there during the golden age, I guess, of women's Aussie Sevens. Started debuting in 2013. As I said, 15-16, you won that World Series and the gold at the Rio Olympics in 2016. So you've been there for what has been the most fruitful time. What can we do to try and help supplement that 15s game to try to get it to that professional standard that all the other women's games seem to be really getting to and actually excelling at?
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned like that fruitful time, because that came off the back of pure investment from Rugby Australia. People putting their hand up and putting their money in their pockets and identifying players that have potential and are going to add greater value to the game and backing them, centralising a program and training day in, day out as their profession. So it's a proven that it works from people that never had played rugby before, let alone girls, say, that are in the 15 side that play domestically around Australia in both Queensland and New South Wales particularly, that are the strongest states for where the 15 side of the game is going. There has to be that level of professionalism or semi-professionalism that is happening that you see with other professional sports in Australia, like NRLW and AFLW, and you're seeing that return on investment is giving them a greater product that they can sell and commercialise, and then also is then returning bums on seats and people are wanting to watch it because the quality is just improving year in, year out. And I know, for example, like League, they're adding another 4 teams next year. So that's another 120 girls that are going to be going and playing League as their full-time, well, as their part-time, job, but as their main sport. And so that's just draining product and quality from Rugby Australia. And so we have to do something for that side of the game, whether it be professionalise the Super W, what it is, or put more propaganda and marketing and funding into that side of the game to make it a product that is, more commercially viable. So, because obviously, as we all know, money is the driver for a lot of stuff happening, and especially more so in the women's game. But there's got to be something that's done that matches that and pushes the level of what rugby can offer as an international game and also domestic game, and pushes that more to the forefront of people's eyes. So girls are going, hey, I want to choose that over something else, or at least that's competitive and I can choose an option that it's not just, oh, that pays me more, or whether I like rugby or not.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest thing for me, from what I've seen has worked for me, and I've been a part of something that worked for a long time and is still continuing to work. You're delivering. These Sevens girls are now the best in the world, and that's going to continue happening. But that's only 15, 16 girls that get a Aussie Sevens contract.
Yeah,
you need to be giving more out to the girls below that in like 100%. That Aussie A type program, and then you also need to be giving something to the Wallaroos and to the girls in that Super W competition to make them more competitive, and get them the resources that they need for that. And then that way you get the girls then giving back more to the game as well, from putting more effort in and wanting to be there more because they're getting something for their time.
I shot myself on the weekend when I saw, I think it's Jessie Southwell, is it? Jessie Southwell? Mm-hmm. Playing for the Knights and scoring an insane try. And I'm like, is she's 17 or something like that? I'm like, another one.
Yep.
Seriously. Is she? I'm not sure what her scenario is or situation, but bloody hell, if we keep losing players like that, that's just a massive hit, isn't it?
It is. And it's funny you actually said,
Huge
sorry, Quirk, I don't mean to cut you off. It's funny you actually said that, it's not just the money side of things. It's, as you said, pump some propaganda out there. I mean, we had Grace Hamilton on here a couple of months ago, and she literally said she played, 1 or 2 games for the City Roosters NRLW side, just having a trundle with them and all that sort of stuff. And in her town of, I think it's Orange, she got recognised for playing for the Roosters and not being the captain of the Wallaroos. No one gave a shit about the Wallaroos, but she played 2 games for the Roosters and everybody shit their pants over it. So, I do appreciate we can do a hell of a lot more to get the word out about the women's game and not just put a bit of cash in the back pocket too.
No, their marketing strategy is unreal. Like we went down to the NRLW game on the weekend, and there's the music, the hypes, the flames. Like there's flames coming out as they run out of the
just
field.
Engage well.
And it just engages the fans. Tilly's got a sign that says "Go the Dragons," like the women's Dragons, and the music and everything. It's just entertaining, and it draws people into more than just like the game. The whole spectacle's awesome, and that's what we need to align the women's game with, like the Super Rugby when they do that, and have the women Super W7s play beforehand, or the Super W play beforehand, week in, week out, and it's just like a whole product of you represent New South Wales, and the propaganda around that is epic. Like you're on buses and your faces are everywhere, and you're just blowing up on social media because it's just constant. And that way people think like, wow, the sport really values me. They're happy to promote me. They want me to be the face of XYZ, and it, like, you feel loved and a part of that, and that's awesome. Like you're not fighting your media marketing to like get the game times right. Like you're not doing stuff like that. It's just innate.
Don't start.
Don't get it started.
Don't get it started. Oh.
You guys know.
I'll bite my tongue.
Yes.